Hello, Quinny boy.
G'day,
How are
Marcus. Mate, fantastic. Another week.
Another week, another dollar.
That's it, mate. That's it. Another week, another... Well, it's another day, another dollar, I think, they're saying.
Another day, another dollar. I mean, you could say another week.
You could.
Depends how you look at life.
Yeah, absolutely. Depends how often you get paid.
Yeah.
Another fortnight, another dollar. Some get paid monthly.
Yeah.
Some are on a salary.
What do you mean?
Some people...
Everyone's on a salary.
No, I get paid by the hour.
Oh, okay.
So I clock on, clock off every day. So I don't get paid as a salary. So I get overtime and all the other good stuff.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm salary then.
See, for me, I could say another hour, another dollar.
Yeah.
We're getting sidetracked, aren't we?
The more you work, the more money you make.
Absolutely.
So I could work more and not make any more money.
Yeah. See, they don't value your time.
No, I just get days off.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So what would you rather?
Yeah, it's a tough one, actually. It's a tough one because I do like getting paid the extra when I do the overtime, but I'd rather have all the time off. So,
shall we just get into it?
Yeah, I think we've gotten very distracted here. Let's get into the podcast, absolutely. Trade period has officially started as of yesterday. Already a few big trades went down. We'll probably talk more about those towards the end of trade period, but it's an exciting time. Lots of clubs are looking to develop their lists, get better. I don't think anyone goes into trade period looking to get worse. So some big moves have already been done.
Yeah, exactly. It's good that things have taken off early. Usually nothing happens in the first few days of trade period. So it's good to see the ball is rolled very early and some big names already, which is very exciting.
Yeah, we love that. Like you said, I think normally it comes down to the last day or two for trade period, but it's good to see it getting done early, and hopefully most of them get done before the end. They can start, looking at shortening the trade period. I think most people agree that you don't need 2 weeks.
Yeah, no way, it's too long, or it's 10 days or something.
Yeah, just shy of 2 weeks, but it's either way, it's too long, and it's 5 days, 6 days, a week maybe. Give it a week. That's enough, plenty. So.
Yeah, exactly. But a bit different tonight. We're going to do our season review.
Absolutely.
It's. Yeah, I mean, what are we, 2 weeks out now since the grand final, and thought it'd be a good time to review each team, just a short, sharp review, quick fire sort of style, and sum up your team's season, and then have a quick prediction for next year as well. So, shall we get started?
Yeah, let's dip right into it. Absolutely.
Right. Well, first cab off the rank, we've got the Adelaide Football Club. Finished 14th this season, so I don't know that people say that they're improving, but they're not really.
Their performances at times show that they were improving, but then I guess their ladder position didn't indicate that.
The ladder position hasn't really changed over the last 2-3 years.
No, but and that's the thing. It depends on what you look at and what you just clarify as improvement. I think there's been signs that they are improving as a club, and I reckon they probably finished right about where everyone predicted them to finish. I don't think anyone had them jumping too much higher up than where they did.
Yeah. Best player?
Obviously there's a few. Rory Laird, Jordan Dawson, Tex Walker. I think Tex had some massive games with his hauls, but I think it's probably hard to look past the BNF winner, Rory Laird.
Yeah, I think Rory Laird probably the most consistent, but Ben Keys had a great season as well.
Keys was another one.
He's good, so I think Rory Laird probably their best. What's your rating out of 10?
Out of 10, probably a 7.
7?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm saying a 7 for where I think they expected themselves to be and the improvement. I don't think they were fantastic, but I don't think they were bad either. I think 6 or 7, I reckon.
Yeah. I'd probably give them a 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. I think they're on the rise, but they probably need to really start making some ground next year, which leads us into our 2023 prediction. What do we got?
I still don't see them playing finals. I think they'll definitely rise up the ladder, and I reckon they might hover around that 9 or 10th mark. Maybe scare a few teams throughout the season, but I don't see them playing finals. So I reckon they'll fall just short of finals next year.
Yeah, I think the same. I reckon about 10th would be. I think they'd be happy with it. And if they're in contention for finals, I think that's definitely progress for them. The Brisbane Lions, well, they had an interesting finish to the season. They finished the home and away season in 6th, ended up making a prelim, so essentially they finished in the top 4. Interesting. You guys lost to them in the elimination final.
We're still talking about that, are we? Not letting that one go.
Nah, pretend I didn't say anything.
I think Yeah, well, ladder position where they finished officially
They finished sixth. So, but they made a prelim. So essentially, they were a top 4 team. They were in the top 4 for most of the year.
Yeah, no, 100% they were. So best player we going with first?
Who's your best? I think it's hard to go past Lockie Neal.
Yeah, it's probably hard to go past Neal for sure. I'm trying to think of someone else that could take the cake, but I think Lockie
Hugh McCluggage was up there.
McCluggage is always good, but Lockie Neal, I mean, a lot of these guys that we're going to tip as the team's best player is probably going to be their B&F winner, but there is a reason for that. They probably were the standout, and I think Lockie Neal was probably Brisbane's best for sure.
Yeah. Brandon Starcevic was in their top 3, the B&F, which was huge.
Yeah, and not surprising. I thought he was really good.
Very consistent, underachiever.
Yeah, one of those ones that flies under the radar a little bit, Starcevic. So, no, he was great, but no, Lockie Neal still for me.
Rating?
I think they'd be disappointed with themselves. I still think about a 6 because they've been in that contention for so long and did fall short in a prelim again, not make the top 4, get that double chance. I know they made it to the prelim anyway in the end, but they had to go the long way, and who knows if they went straight there, they didn't have to go that long way around. Are they not as fatigued? Is it a different result? You don't know. I mean, they got slaughtered by Geelong, but I still think about a 6.
Yeah, it's a really hard one. Very topsy-turvy because they had a great win against Melbourne in the semi. So
yeah,
but then the prelim against Geelong was bad. But then look what Geelong did to Sydney in the grand final. So I'd say probably 7 for Brisbane. Yeah. And then their prediction for next year, I think it has to be, I think their expectation should be a grand final.
Yeah.
But
it's top 4 for home and away season, top 4 or bust almost.
Yeah.
And then, they have to play in a grand final, don't they?
Yeah. I think they're going to finish second. I think they'll make the grand final next year. They've got some good recruits coming in. So.
I still see them falling short in a prelim again. I think they have to make the grand final, but I see them falling. Maybe it's because I haven't seen it yet, so it's hard to believe until you see it. But yeah, for me, just shy of the grand final.
All right. Well, let's move on to a team that they'll play in the grand final next year. That's the Carlton Footy Club.
You said that this year, mate. Look how that worked out. So let's calm down a little bit there.
All right. Well, we all know where Carlton finished in Richmond's favourite position.
Was
their favourite position. Carlton's best player, I think it's pretty obvious. Paddy Cripps won the Brownlow B&F.
Yeah, Paddy Cripps is definitely the best player. I mean, you look at other blokes like Doherty that had a really good season as well. You could look at, even Charlie Kerner was fantastic up forward. But yeah, I think most consistent was definitely Cripps.
Yep. Rating out of 10 for the Blues. It's hard. It was a tale of two halves of the season, isn't it?
I want to say 8.5 just because of the improvement we've seen from previous years. But then I guess missing out in finals probably takes it down. And I'm going to say 7 just because that not making finals I think really hurt the expectations from the season.
Yep.
But then there obviously was that improvement early on, but I think it's a bit of a recency bias. So I'm going 7.5.
Yeah, I think we're going to go 7. 7.5. No, 7. I'm going 7. That last 4 weeks still makes me throw up. So 7 for me. 2023 prediction. I mean, I said grand final, a bit tongue in cheek, but I think we should be aiming for top 4. We're in the top 4 for most of the season. So if we are a bit more consistent next year, why can't we finish in there and push for a grand final? So I'd say 4th for the Blues.
Yeah, well, speaking of throwing up, I think I'm about to do this with my prediction. I do see a top 4 finish for the Blues. And I think a little bit like Brisbane, I don't want to say top 4 or bust because, it's kind of just you want to make finals.
Need to make finals first and foremost.
But the list that you have, and like you said, you were top 4 most of this year, you really want to be aiming for that top 4 spot. And I reckon you'll just clinch on as well.
Yeah. Moving on to the Collingwood Footy Club, who knocked the Blues out of the finals race. They had an unbelievable season. Probably the biggest improver of the lot. Exceeded everyone's expectations and were a point away from finishing or making the grand final. They finished in the top 4. They finished 4th. Incredible from the Pies this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they blew all of us away. I mean, you took a little while to come around to them. I still think you reckon all their wins were flukes, but...
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
They were phenomenal this year.
They were good. I still hate them, but they were good.
Who do you reckon their best player was?
I think Jack Crisp. He won their B&F as well. Super consistent. Closely followed by Nick Dacos, who was unbelievable in his first season.
First-year player, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so he was really good.
Jamie Elliott's up there for me too.
Yeah, he was super.
Maybe it's because of those game-winning goals he's kicked as well. But I think even all season he was very handy all year round. But I'm going with you as well. I think Jack Crisp is probably too hard to look past.
Yep. Rating?
9.
I'd say 9.5. Really, I think. Yeah, I mean almost a 10. No, I'd say 9.5. Kind of that. They were faultless this year. 2023 prediction. Can they repeat what they did.
I said they'll play finals. I don't know about top 4 though next year. I don't know if this year was a bit of a, I don't want to say not a fluke, but I don't know if it was a bit of a.
All those close wins could be close losses next year.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's very hard to predict with Collingwood, but I'm going to say 5th, just outside the top 4.
I'm going to go 9th for the Pies.
Ooh, missed finals. That's big.
All right, let's move on to the Essendon Footy Club. Geez, they had a season from absolute hell, and it still isn't over.
As of today, the CEO just
It
resigned.
lasted 30 hours. I think
That's a record, isn't
it
it?
has to be a record in any job, in any department, in any industry.
It's just a comedy of errors right now for the Bombers.
Yeah, so outrageous, very funny for us, but wouldn't be funny for Essendon supporters. It just feels like it's never ending, the drama that's happening at that footy club. But they do have Brad Scott as their coach, who was appointed that last week.
And that is good news.
Which is good for them.
I'm happy. I'm actually happy for them and Brad Scott because I think he's a great guy. I'm glad he's out of the AFL as well. And he did some good things as a coach, but they finished 15th.
Yeah, finished 15th, which is almost generous for them because they were bottom 3, bottom 2 for a lot of the season as well.
I really thought that third last finish where the Giants ended up would probably be where they were at. So to pinch one more spot, I think is...
They got some late wins in the season, which didn't really mean much.
Like that one against Brisbane when half their side was out.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that was bad season from the Bombers. Best player?
I mean, 2 metre Peter won the BNF.
Which was great for him.
Zach Merritt's probably
one
of your go-tos you look at.
It's not many.
Guelphy was good.
Yeah.
Thought he had a really good year. Yeah,
I'm going to go 2 metre Peter.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was very good.
You kick, I don't have it in front of me, but I think he kicked 50 goals.
I think he was top 5 in
close
the
to
Collingwood.
it.
If he played in a side that was delivering the footy to him a lot more smoothly, I reckon he'd be a lot better than what he was this year. So that says a lot. So yeah, 2 metre Peter, I can agree with that.
What their rating? Looking forward to this.
Like a 4.
Let's say 3.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 3.
I'd say 4 because I think that's kind
Essendon
of about where
fans
everyone.
would say 3.
I think that's kind of where I kind of expected them to be.
Yep.
So for me, about a 4. But yeah.
Prediction for next year?
I see them on the up, but nowhere in contention for finals. But I think just not looking as dismal as I did this year at certain stages. Definitely on the up, maybe around that. 10, 11 spot, maybe.
It's a fair jump. Yeah,
well, I see it happening. They had games and patches this year, even early in the year, where you're like, oh, geez, they actually don't look too bad. And then they just flunk again. So I think maybe with some consistency and new coach, you never know.
Yeah, I think 12th, 13th for me. Brad Scott did say that it's going to require patience. I think there will be a bit of a spike with him there, but I can't see him jumping too high. And that finals win drought is going to continue. Fremantle, they were great. They finished 5th in the home and away season. They made a semi-final, lost to the Pies.
Which, like Carlton, they were top 4 most of the season too. So that was, I don't want to say disappointing, but arguably disappointing because they'd want to have finished in that top 4 spot.
But they were fantastic all year.
Exactly right. Yeah. You can't fault them all season round. So,
best player?
Brayshaw.
Yeah, Andy Brayshaw.
Yeah, you can't look past Andy Brayshaw. I don't think it's
very hard to argue that.
Too obvious. I think that one.
Yep. Rating.
Their rating, 8.5.
Yeah, I'd say 8.
Yeah,
really
I think they were really good.
Yep. Prediction for next year? Can they
top 4?
Yeah, I think
top 4.
I think so.
I think.
I'd say top 4, maybe 5th again, around that mark.
Yeah, I see them not jumping or I think hovering.
Although they are losing players. They've lost Blake Acres. Rory Lobb wants to go.
Rory Lobb has been wanting to go for a couple of years now. So let's bite our tongue with that one a little bit.
Griffin Logue's on his way out to North.
Yes, they're still trying to convince him to stay.
Yeah.
But I think North's offer at the moment is too big.
I think so. But they're getting Luke Jackson in. Well, supposedly. Not at the time of recording anyway. So who knows with them, but I think they should be aiming for around that mark again.
And that's it for part 1 of our team reviews. Make sure to tune into the next episode for the next 6 teams.